Hey, thanks for joining me for a little tea with Tasha. I hope you're having a good time and being informed. And, I am appreciative for everybody that's listening and supporting. Thank you. I'm having a really good time and I'm enjoying sharing some just wisdom and just some advice. I hope it helps. So, we're going to get into like another, just trying to build on, the last one. So, when you're dating and talking and getting to know one another, understand that it is nothing until he tells you differently. And you really should not even have to ask where this is going. Because if you have to ask, it's probably going nowhere. Or what he's trying to do is assimilate to relationship. So give you kind of relationship vibes, relationship perks here and there, to get you into go mode, to get you into um, relationship mode, because relationship mode is a good place to be. But if he doesn't give it to you without explicitly telling you what it is, then that means that it's shaky ground. So I'm gonna give you relationship vibes because I want the benefits of the relationship, but I'm not gonna give you a title or a commitment or anything, because when I need to pull out and I need to move around and I need to do whatever, then I need to be able to do that. And I'm gonna give you a relationship vibe without the commitment, because if something else better comes along, I want to be able to, take that opportunity to take advantage of that. And I don't want to, you know, be somewhere committed to you, because men are about their words and their actions. So if I make a commitment, then I can't, can't move around. I can't continue to play the field. So understand that it's nothing until he tells you. And if a man wants you and wants something with you, he's going to tell you. He's going to, because he doesn't want anybody else to get you. Like I say, my husband was like, hey, I got to, lock this down before somebody else gets you. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, yeah. I said, I'm not really, messing with nobody. I'm not talking to nobody, because I was done. And he was like, yeah, but men pop up. And I said, yeah, they do. You're right. So if a man is showing genuine interest and genuine, want to see where this goes, he'll put forth the effort. And when he knows what he wants, then he'll let you know. And also know that when you are in a relationship and you are in, going down that road or that process, just because you're in a relationship and just because it's working and things are going well, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is your person. It doesn't mean that this is the one. This just may be an experience that helps you grow to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. But it doesn't mean that. And don't be so quick and in a hurry to get in a relationship. And then now you're having these, bumps, and, you accepting stuff that you would normally accept. So be cautious, take your time, enjoy yourself. And when you're dealing with somebody, examine his character and his integrity. Like, examine how, like I say, how he treats people, how he treats you, you know, and just those like small words. If he says, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, and doesn't call, how can these words evolve into to death do us part, or evolve into I'm gonna be there for you? Like, they won't. Make sure that you're holding him accountable for those words. Like, I'm gonna call you. It should result in calls. Or we're gonna go out on so and so day. It should result in a date. It should result into time being spent. And if it's not, then he's not there yet. He doesn't get it, and he doesn't get it with you. Don't allow people to be flaky with you. Do not allow people to say they're gonna do something and they're not. They don't, because that's just not what real men do. Real men keep their word. I'll give you a story. So my son, and this was years ago, when he was 12, and he had a little friend. They were friends, and he liked her, and he wanted to go meet her at the Y to hang out. They play basketball, they hang out. And so it's Friday, and I'm at the shop. So it's Friday. So on Fridays, if your kid be acting up, they sending emails because they want to make sure that their weekend is whatever, So Fridays you getting the email. So it was Friday and I started getting emails about what assignments he didn't turn in and what he didn't do, whatever the case was. And so, he had called and, set everything in place, how he was going to get there, how he was going to get home. He made a plan. At 12 years old, he made a whole plan of how this was going to go down. So he calls me. I think I text him and say, hey, you can't go to the Y. Your teachers, I had bad reports and you didn't turn in assignments and you didn't do X, Y, Z, and this is what it is. And so he devastated. So he in school, he texting, please, mom, please, mom, please, mom. Then he started calling. And my son is relentless when he wants something, relentless. And so he's calling, begging, begging. So after a while, I just put the phone on my station and put it on speaker because I'm trying to work. So I'm, working, and me and my girl are sitting there. I'm doing her hair, and he begging, pleading. And so, we just listening, laughing, girl, like, no. And I said, no, you should have done what you were supposed to do. And so he got like so upset. He was like, Mom, please. He started saying, you can take my phone. I stay in the house. Like he was willing to give up like the next week of everything, phone, TV, everything, like sacrificing his soul to be able to go and meet this girl at the Y. And I was like, wow. So I'm still saying no. And like he was almost in tears. He was like, but Mom, I gave her my word and I cannot disappoint her. And I was like, wow. And so, I still said no. And when he got off the phone, me and my girl looked at each other and said, yeah, I want that. Like, I want a man that wants me like that. I want a man that is pained to disappoint me. I want a man that is going to make sacrifices for me. I want a man that is not going to question or not going to hesitate to, do what it is that I need him to do and be there for me and sacrifice. I was like, after that, the running joke was, I want somebody to treat me like how he treat her. That's the standard. That's the standard. That's what I want. And it was just so refreshing to see that he got it. At 12 years old, he got it, understood the assignment, knew what it was, and just was not, he was willing to sacrifice everything to not disappoint this girl. And I was like, that's good, because that's what it should be. Like I say, if he easily, disappoints you, girl, no. Because how can words evolve? How can, like I say, I'm going to call you back, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to, whatever, evolve into till death do us part? They won't. They don't. If he doesn't have integrity and have any type of wherewithal to be able to keep his word, then it's going to get greater later. It's going to get greater later. You're going to experience heartbreak after heartbreak and disappointment after disappointment, because it doesn't bother him. And if you allow him to disappoint you and you don't say something and you don't address the behavior, it's on the table now. It's on the table. And that's how I say we failing forward. Because if we set these, flimsy little boundaries and flimsy little, requirements, then we're going to be dealt with accordingly. And when you feel like you're frustrated, it's probably time to cut them off and start again with somebody else, because you've set these boundaries and expectations, and they weren't strong enough. Because relationships and interactions, it should grow and evolve, or it's gonna fall off. And if it falls off, it just wasn't, it just didn't connect, and that's fine. Because as a good woman and as a good person, you'll connect with a lot of people, but the connection won't grow if it's not the right fit. And it's okay, because you don't want to be, unhappy. You don't want for him to be unhappy. And that's a part of settling. settling for it didn't, go the way it should have went. It doesn't connect. It doesn't build. It doesn't, you don't resolve conflict well. Like if it's a lot of friction, it's probably not the right fit. And, the right man for you will continue to try. He will continue to try because he sees something in you that he's attracted to, that he needs, that he wants, that he desires. So it will continue to build. But like I say, if they don't keep their word and if they're not consistent, then it's just shaky ground. And like I say, continue to date multiple people, because you're just getting information. You're just trying to see who they are, their experiences, how they open up, how transparent they are. You want to, get to know somebody, and you want them to feel comfortable talking to you. Usually when a relationship works, very early on, a man will feel comfortable talking to you. He'll feel comfortable in your presence. He'll feel comfortable around you. He'll want for you to know him. He'll want for you to share with him because something in you makes him feel that way. Something in you makes him feel safe, and vice versa. I know people think, oh, you meet somebody online. Like when you connect with somebody, you will feel like that you have known them for a very long time. Like I have been married for I think I'm going on 8 months, 7 months. I feel like I have been married for 5 years. I mean, that's how much life we have lived. That's how much we have built together. That's how much we have invested in one another. It is just, it feels like it's been 5 years because, we met, we connected, and he built a foundation very early on, made it safe very early on, made it comfortable, consistent, words matches actions, building, and I didn't have to ask for any of this. I didn't have to ask for, a key to his place. I didn't have to ask for time. I didn't have to ask for a day that was my day that we spent together of the week, no matter what. I didn't have to ask for it. It was given to me because he recognized this is what I want, and we gonna build. So men build, because that's what they are. They're builders, and they're gonna, if they want something with you, they'll build something with you, and if they don't, they won't. They just won't, and they'll be almost cautious not to, because they don't want you to get attached, and they don't want you to call on them when you need something. They want you to keep it real friendly and try to get as many benefits out of it as they can, but they don't want that. And sometimes men don't want things just because they're not ready. When I was dating, I met a number of men, and once they saw that I was this person, they was like, man, I wish I was ready. And I said, what do you mean you wish you was ready? Like what? And they was like, man, like, you were a great woman. I wish I was ready. And I said, what do you mean? And they was like, men want to be ready. They want to be the best version of themselves when they partner with that person. And I said, well, why you dated if you're not ready? And they was like, I mean, you never know who you're gonna meet. I didn't think that this would, I'll meet you. I didn't think that, this was possible. I just was, playing really, So make yourself ready also. Make yourself ready for what it is that you want. Like I say, if you want to come home every day and do nothing, then you're probably not ready to be in a relationship. You're probably not ready to be, certainly not a marriage, because it's going to take some effort to be able to be there and stay there and be happy. But like I say, men, they show you what they own, and if they show you nothing, then they really own nothing. And just don't allow somebody to play with you. Keep your boundaries, keep them firm, and fail forward. Fail forward, because the better you get at setting your boundaries, the better you can build a foundation with someone, because foundation comes from like integrity. Foundation comes from, we not going to keep talking about the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to have to keep telling you to make a plan. I'm not going to have to keep telling you to, what's the plan for the weekend, or, where are we going here? And, no, because it's like spinning your wheels, it's wasting time. You're wasting time on a person who just doesn't have that level of commitment, because they can't even commit to the weekend. They can't even commit from Wednesday to Saturday what they gonna do. They that all over the place, or that in a level of play that, no. I want to be able to call you when I want to. I want to be able to pop up and say, hey, what you doing? An hour before, and just hang out. And if you want to and you're available, then hey, go for it. But just know that that's what's on the table now. That he can call you at the last minute and see what you want to do. And that's what it is. Sometimes those spontaneous things happen, but lay a standard of some expectations first. Don't be so available that you're just sitting around, because then he won't make a plan, and you will be sitting around, and you can't make a plan. You can't, figure out if you need childcare, if you need this, you just kind of on a whim, and you want something a little bit more solid than that. You want something to look forward to. You want to be able to say, hey, I got a date, on so and so day, and plans. It's exciting. Like, let me pick my clothes out. Let me see what I'm gonna wear, and we're gonna be here. You want the buildup of the anticipation, because that's exciting. That's gonna be fun, and that's part of the process. And that's still that. If he can't do that, then that shows you the level of commitment that he is at. That he can't even commit to the weekend. He can't even commit to, plans on Saturday and making plans. He just kind of like, it is what it is, doing what he want to do, how he want to do it. And, that's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun. So I hope you have enjoyed this tea with Tasha. Like I say, I'm having a really good time, enjoying myself. Hope I'm sharing some information with you, some wisdom. Like, share, comment, inbox, man. Just hope I'm helping. So until we meet again,